Nation, I come to you as extremely concerned, somewhat scared, albeit extremely candid. I think I need help. A lot of it. I apparently have some sort of masochistic tendency. I apparently like and enjoy harming myself in ways that cannot be explained for your entertainment and somewhat for that of my own. For that reason and that reason only, do I present to you the latest in the realm of shitfests, the latest chapter in that which is the Book of the Damned, and that being Punk Goes Pop Volume 5. 3 videos I have done on series of this nature thus far. Punk Goes Pop 3, Punk Goes Classic Rock, and Punk Goes Pop 4, and yet I still, and you still, cannot get enough of this conundrum of chaos, this ridiculousness of retardation. This series that is not even punk, barely even pop, and 100% bona fide shit. Now, last time I didn't do something. Last time I didn't bless you guys with a track listing. I'm going to do this for you this time. We have, and I quote, Memphis Mayfire doing Grenade, of course made famous by Bruno Mars. Upon This Dawning doing Call Me Maybe, made famous by Carly Rae Jepsen. Mayday Parade doing Somebody That You Used to Know by Gautier. We Came as Romans doing Glad You Came, which was by The Wanted. Like Moths to Flames doing Some Nights, originally made famous by Fun Dot. Breathe Carolina doing Billie Jean, that's originally made famous by Michael Jackson, I Am Scared. Forever the Sickest Kids doing We Found Love, which was originally done by Rihanna. Issues doing Boyfriend, originally made famous by Justin Bieber. Crown the Empire doing Payphone by Maroon 5 and Wiz Khalifa. The Main doing Girls Just Wanna Have Fun, which was, I think, Madonna, but who the fuck cares? It's old and I'm still scared. Craig Owens doing Paradise, which was originally made famous by Coldplay, and I love that fucking song. The Word Alive doing Mercy by Good Music, which is, of course, Kanye West, 2 Chainz, and a couple of other blokes. And Secrets doing Ass Back Home, who I forget who did that, so I don't know, I don't remember. So it doesn't really matter. I would sit here and say, where do I begin, like I have the last couple of times, but it's easy to tell exactly the tone in which this video is going to take. But, throwing you for a little curveball here, there's actually a couple passable tracks on this album. In fact, I'm going to be perfectly 100% blunt with you. Memphis Mayfire's cover of Grenade by Bruno Mars actually is passable. The reason why is because they're trying to stay a little bit true to the original. They're trying to actually stay a little true to it while putting their own little takes on it. And that is what this is about, but still, these guys aren't getting it. These bands are not getting it. Perfect example, the Call Me Maybe by Upon This Dawning is absolutely atrocious. I never thought that I would ever like Carly Rae Jepsen. The goddamn song has been beaten to my head for months upon months, not only at work, but by one of my very, very closest of friends who for some strange reason has an entirely too large of a boner for the song. But now after hearing this monstrosity, I actually kind of like the original. I kind of thirst for it. I want it. It's almost like if someone did a cover of Gangnam Style and they weren't Korean, I'd be like, well, fuck that, I want Korea! So let's get the Mayday Parade doing Somebody That You Used to Know, and let's actually not. Let's just skip this goddamn atrocity. This goddamn thing that from the very get-go, from the very first note that this song started, made me realize why I have never ever gotten into this genre, subgenre, whatever genre of music, and never will. Because their idea of doing a cover, their idea of transforming something that has a subtle subliminal power and transforming it into something that's got this powerful riff and powerfulness to it is absolutely stupid. Do you understand what the song is supposed to convey? How in its subtle brilliance it's able to hone in on a crowd. Why it gripped the nation for the earlier part of this year and the latter part of last year, while Australia is basically fucking Gautier in their sleep? Apparently you don't, because this song sure proves that you don't know that. So let's move on to Glad You Came by We Came as Romans. I have to give this song a pass. They actually stayed true. I understand it's The Wanted. I understand it's some silly boy band. And maybe We Came as Romans would be suitable as a boy band that just so happens to growl every so often. But it's a pass. They actually kind of stayed true to it. They did alright. I'll tell you who didn't do alright. Like Moths to Flames. No, 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 no. Listen, Some Nights is a song. Fun Dot is a band, really, that is just for, a certain niche of America. And this album has become extremely popular, of course, because of the singles that they've had. And you know what? For the record, it's not a terrible release. Kanye West actually did a little bit of production work for it. Not that that really matters to all you out there in the Cover Killer Nation. But this is an absolute bona fide catastrophe. It's a fucking hot mess, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore, so I won't. Because we have to get to Breathe Carolina's version of Billie Jean. I was really, really scared whenever this song took over and took control. I thought to myself, please, do not make me destroy you, Breathe Carolina, because you destroyed the late, the great, the immortal Michael Jackson. Please do not make me do this. Please. I am begging, with so many of my peers being surrounding me, begging as well, as one unified whole, that I don't have to do this. And they must have heard me, because this was done well. This was done well. Breathe Carolina, you also get a pass. So let's get this straight. We're right now 6 songs in, and I've only had to talk badly of 3 songs. So far, this ain't bad. It gets worse. Believe me. Right from the very first tune of Forever the Sickest Kids for Rihanna's We Found Love, fuck it, flush it down the toilet. Issues doing Boyfriend by Justin Bieber. Boyfriend by Justin Bieber. I never thought I would say this. I feel wrong for saying this. I feel as though since I'm saying this, something is dramatically wrong with me. Something is requiring that I go and visit a therapist or have a full frontal fucking lobotomy. But I will say it, and I will hate every goddamn moment of it. I will grit and gnash my teeth as I say that I listen to this cover and I want the Bieber version. I like it more! Justin Bieber's own song is better than a cover of it by a band that uses an electric guitar and doesn't prance along trying to get 13-year-olds to fuck him. I can't believe it either! Maybe it's because Bieber is now becoming too old, and as I said whenever I reviewed his blasted atrocity of an album, he's starting to get a little bit of a sex appeal, which means he's going to be out of the public eye, out of the teenage public eye for sure, in a matter of months to a year. However, Issues doing this and doing it in the style that they did, you might as well just put a nice big spotlight right back on Justin Bieber and give him another couple years. Because anybody who listens to this are going to realize that, wait, Justin Bieber is actually not that goddamn bad of an artist. These guys are. Crown the Empire doing Payphone by Maroon 5. I'm still talking about Boyfriend. Fuck that song. Girls just want to have fun. Ugh. I would rather go back to the 80s. I would rather get a DeLorean. And I would rather do the whole Back to the Future thing. And go back to the 1980s and hear the song for the first time. Or hear the song for the 1000th time. Whenever it's a huge single on the radio and I'm already goddamn sick of it. Because I would like it more. I like it more now. I would like it more then. Even if it was crammed down my throat every single goddamn day. Even if I was working in a record store in the 1980s. And hated the track because I was hearing it 57,416 times a day. I'd still like it more than the mains cover of this. And then we get to Craig Owens with Paradise by Coldplay off of their album from last year. An album that I actually treasure. An album that was one of the first of last year's that I think a lot of people started to recognize that Cover Killer Nation was going to be more than willing to go outside of his comfort zone and review things that you would not expect from this channel. And then Craig Owens comes in and does a fantastic cover of this song. Craig Owens, I give you a ton of credit. I give you a ton of props, mainly because Craig Owens, you understand what this is all about. You understand what doing a cover is all about. You understand that you do not try to replace the original with your own idea. You instead opt to put your voice on the original. And man, I gotta say, even though I like the Coldplay version more, your version is fantastic. Craig Owens, bravo, thumbs up. You made this experience by itself worth it. But then we get to the word Alive. Then we get to Mercy, which was done by Good Music, Kanye West and Company. An album that after hearing My Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West in 2010, 11, whatever, it was 2010, I thought would be fantastic, and it ended up sucking the duck. It sounds like Jesus himself has blessed us with the best goddamn album in history whenever you hear this cover. The word Alive You're a hot button band right now, but the button should be flush. The button should be nuke. The button should be explode, because this sucked. Come on. You could do better than this. You could actually, not make it screamo. Screamo doesn't need to be in rap. I'm going to tell you that again. Screamo does not need to be in rap. Period. Amen. Secret's ass back home. I don't even know who the original artist is, so I can't even compare it to Jack Dick. But I know the song, and I know that your version wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good either. Punk Goes Pop 5, once again, has proven me entirely correct about this series. This series needs not to continue to exist. First off, you guys aren't punk bands. Secondly, you're barely pop bands. And thirdly, and finally, and principally the most important point that I will ever make as a reviewer, this is why culture sucks. This is why the teenage crowd is full of fucking idiots. This is why people have a lacking of respect, because they think these bands are doing these songs better whenever they are not. Those who are taking this at face value as bands who are just having fun and putting together covers and putting it on an album and selling it, so you guys get it. You guys understand what this is all about. But the other ones who are swearing by them, the other ones that have to have each and everything that these bands do, and thinks that the original artists are just old fogies, get a goddamn clue. For those of us in the real world, we understand that this album is bollocks, but we also understand that this series has a bit of comedic value, just like my videos have a bit of comedic value in referendum to these albums. Do I hate these bands? I don't like their music, but hate is kind of a strong word. However, I wished like hell, and I will wish again this Christmas. Whenever I go see Santa Claus at the middle of the mall that I work, I will sit on his lap and I will say, "Please, Santa, if you want to get me a gift, please let me know that Punk Goes Pop 5 is the final Punk Goes Pop anything. Whatever you must do in order to make this a reality, I would appreciate. This album needs not touch your home, your ears, your county. Stay far, far, far away."